Since Razor introduced the super popular Razor scooter 15 years ago, the company has continuously reinvented the action sports category for kids, teens, and even adults. Now that Razor has branched out into electric rides, each year the karts and drifters continue to include more features. We're not only going to give you a look at the already in-demand Crazy Kart XL, but we'll be previewing their new Ground Force Drifter and showing you some souped-up rides for the smaller action sports fan. All right, let's start by talking about a product that already sort of has a cult following, Crazy Kart. Now, Crazy Kart XL is the second generation of the Crazy Kart. Now, was the impetus for the larger design due to the number of adults that you found were trying to squeeze into the original Crazy Kart?
Yeah, definitely. It was twofold, actually. The first thing that we saw was a lot of kids writing us and complaining their parents were stealing the Crazy Kart from them and they weren't getting a try. And then the second thing that we saw was a lot of adults saying, adult version now. And so in response to what the consumers demanded, we created the Crazy Kart XL.
Now, other than the obvious size difference, give me a rundown on the new features of the Crazy Kart XL and how fast can the souped-up version go?
Sure. We actually started from the ground up and redesigned this around a 260-pound, 6'4" driver. So the changes are too many to name completely, but some of the main ones are more power, higher quality components, raised seat, quick change battery. I mean, the list goes on. It's much more comfortable, it's much more high quality, and it's really an unbelievable tool for drifting.
So you actually are the creator of the Crazy Kart, so sort of tell me where you got this idea.
Sure. The original idea came from my friend Tom Schubeck, who worked with me at Razor. We were challenged with redesigning the staples of fun, and the staple of fun we were working on at the time was a bumper car. And so we started with a bumper car, and we started experimenting with how we can make it turn sharper. And Tom came up with this concept of adding an extra 2 wheels that drifted. And this is in 2004, and the company deemed it a little too complicated and really just not viable for the market. So after 4 years of pushing for it and being a big advocate of it, I approached the company about purchasing the concept and pursuing it as my master's thesis at UCLA Anderson. So while at Anderson, I worked on the kart's design, redesigned how the drift bar works, redesigned every aspect of it that I could and got it market ready. In 2013 we launched, and it became 2014's Outdoor Toy of the Year.
Now, is this something more like skateboarding where you have to practice a lot to kind of get the hang of it, or is it something where you can just hop on and learn how to drive it the first day out of the box?
Well, that's a very insightful question, and the answer is yes and yes. So the way we've designed it is with the bar down, anybody can hop in it and drive right off the bat. It just drives like a normal vehicle, the chassis stays in line. Now, like a skateboard or basketball, it is also a skill developing toy. So learning to master the drift bar takes a little bit of time. And the beauty of that is that the kids will continually or adults will continually come back to the product over and over again. And the better you get with your skills, the more agile and more versatile the product becomes.
Now, I'm seeing with the drift bar that you're actually lifting the base of the Crazy Kart up. Do you have to have a lot of strength to be able to do that?
Actually, that's not exactly what you're doing. All you're doing is rotating the back casters. And so no, you don't need a lot of strength. But for the heavier drivers that'll be in the XL, we've actually mechanically leveraged the drift bar so that they only have to pull up a portion of their weight. But the weight issue is not at all an issue. Anybody can pull it up.
Now, also, Razor has a couple of other products, a go-kart style drifter that's received a makeover this year with the GFT Fury. Can you give me some, insights into what they did to that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Ground Force Drifter Fury is the evolution of the traditional go-kart. We started off with the Ground Force, then we decided if we put PVC tires on the back, it would actually slide and drift around. That was what we called the Ground Force Drifter. And then this year, our revamp is that we've added spark bar. So you pull a little bar and it shoots sparks out of the back. It's really something you got to see, and it's just adding on to that line, the Ground Force Drifter line. Now the difference between that and the Crazy Kart is the Crazy Kart is like an unbelievable infinite drifting vehicle, and this is really about spinning and agility.
Now, these two products, the Crazy Kart and the GFT Fury, probably fall more into the action sports category. But Razor also has a couple of products for, younger Razor fans that might not be ready for a drifting go-kart. So can you tell me about those products?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually have a whole line called the Razor Junior line, and these products are designed around the use patterns of children of various ages. So we have it all the way from 2 to 3 year old in our mini mods and our Little Crazy. And then as the child grows, we have products that are custom tailored for each level of skill and age.
So obviously we want to see how this drives and how you drive it since you created this thing. I'm sure you know how to work it the best. But before that, when's the release of the Crazy Kart XL? What's the price point? Where can you find it?
So the traditional Crazy Kart is actually already out everywhere. Toys R Us, you can get a Walmart, Target, everywhere. The XL, this is the first time that we've released a product this big and geared towards adults. So the only place you can find this right now is on Razor.com or on ToysRUs.com. And we're actually having a tough time keeping them in. It's an experiment for a whole new market, adult kids, and it's going really amazingly well.
Well, do you want to give us a little demo of the Crazy Card XL?
I thought you'd never ask.
Pretty awesome. You're literally spinning circles around me. Thank you so much.
No, my pleasure. Thank you.